I thought this Colts-Steelers game was the biggest layup I've seen in Vegas in a long time. Tell me why the Colts are only a 1-point favorite, but started out as a 1.5-point dog.
I can't. I'm with you on this one. This is my play of the week. I love the Colts here. I love the Colts.
That makes me feel very good with your record on the show, by the way. It makes me feel very
I
good.
mean, I think the Colts will run. I think the Steelers. That Miami was moving the ball. Miami was moving the ball on the Steelers, and this, that call at the end of the first half by the Dolphins cost them the game.
Oh.
The zero blitz call. Why? Like, why would you do that? That really was a bad call, and that lost them the game because then Rudolph got a little bit of confidence. I think Indianapolis coming off the week they had. I think they'll be ready to play. I think they'll run the football, and I think Jacoby Brissett will throw it down the field. I don't think they have anybody that can cover T.Y. Hilton on the Steelers. I really don't. I think the Steelers secondary is a liability. I think even Joe Hayden. I mean, you saw it the other night. Hayden had a hard time covering.
I love that you said that. I've been saying this all week. There's been a lot of Steelers fans, I think, that have no idea about what's coming into town. I think Steelers fans, if you judge by Twitter, not a lot of them, and for good reason, probably they don't pay attention, have any idea what's going on with the Colts. They just look at that box score against the Broncos and they're like, oh, they barely beat the Broncos, this Colts team. What they didn't see is the weeks before that where they were unstoppable almost, and they had a bad game and still got a win against a team that has only has lost by 2 or less points 3 times this year. So the record is not very indicative of the team that they are. Granted, they're still bad. Let's not talk about it. But the Colts being able to itch out that win. And for me, the biggest thing here, Mr. Lombardi, Quentin Nelson in that offensive line had a bad game last week. So I don't know Quentin Nelson that well. I tried to talk to him. We got like 3 sentences out of him. It was tough, right? He's a tough guy. He's an incredible teammate. He's been sitting on that all week, right? And I like to gamble thinking about the humans that we're betting on, not just the scores and the stats and things like that. That offensive line did not have their best game last week. So to have to sit on that and sit in a room with Quentin Nelson, who is this demanding individual. I mean, you can tell by the way he plays, he's demanding and what he's brought out of other people. I think they might rush for 7,000 yards if they wanted to this week with that offensive line coming off a bad game.
I think any coach's greatest week is when he wins and his team plays crappy because then he can get on it.
Yeah.
And I think you're right. I think that Frank Reich really can say to the team, look, we got to raise the bar. That wasn't really good enough. We're not good enough doing that. We got to raise the bar. And, I mean, they're really good. Here's the thing. They're really good on third down. They're 14-26 the last 2 weeks on third down. They control the football. And with Rudolph, he needs a lot of reps. He's going to need 32 minutes with this ball to score points. He's not going to be able to drive it down the field. I think the speed of the Colts defense will give the Steelers, who offensive line wasn't playing very well either. I'm not in love with the Steelers at all as a football team. I'm shocked they traded a first-round pick for Minkah Fitzpatrick. Even though he's played well, that first-round pick could be a top 10 pick.